Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we are making a keto-friendly corned beef hash. I cannot wait to share this recipe with you guys. It has everything I love about corned beef hash without all of the carbs. It is savory, it's satisfying, it's comforting, and it's probably my all-time favorite breakfast recipe. And I think you might be surprised with what we use to replace the potatoes. So go ahead and keep on watching to see how I make it. As always, we're going to start by prepping our ingredients. So here I have a corned beef that I cooked the day prior, so just slice it up into more manageable pieces and then go ahead and chop it up roughly. Don't worry about getting it perfect because it will break up some once we put it in the pan. All right, let's talk about what makes this recipe keto. So we're going to be using radishes today, and I know what you're probably thinking, Olivia, why on earth would you use radishes? They taste nothing like potatoes, but trust me, once these cook down and soften, their flavor really mellows out. They even crisp up a bit around the edges, and they end up being strikingly similar to those potatoes. So I'm just cutting these up into 1/4-inch slices, and then I will go ahead and dice them. Now, I probably would have diced them a bit bigger in hindsight, and you'll see why in a little bit. But just go ahead and get them diced up and set them aside. All right, next up we've got some green onions. You'll just slice off the green tops and save them for another recipe, and go ahead and slice them up. Here I'm just dicing up some green bell pepper, but you can use whatever variety you like. This is your dish, so feel free to add whatever you like and make it your own. Next, we're going to mince 2 fresh garlic cloves. Taking the flat side of your knife or a bench scraper, gently crush each garlic clove, making them easier to peel. I like to mince garlic similar to how I would dice an onion, making a few vertical and horizontal cuts before slicing through the garlic. I find it creates a more uniform mince, and for me just saves a lot of time. Go ahead and set a large skillet on medium heat. I like to use cast iron because I find it really helps to get everything just beautifully browned and crispy, and they're great because they're not very expensive, and as long as you take care of them, they'll pretty much last you forever. So I'm just putting some butter and olive oil in the pan, and once it's hot, we can toss in our radishes. Give the radishes a stir and season lightly with pepper and some salt. Cook the radishes for about 5 to 7 minutes, stirring occasionally until they are browned and tender. Add in your bell pepper, green onion, and the garlic and cook for about 30 seconds. We want the garlic to become fragrant, but we don't want it to brown. Add a pinch of dry rosemary and allow it to cook down for another minute or so. All right, now we can dump in the corned beef. Because it's already fully cooked, we're just looking to heat it through and get it to crisp up a bit, so how far you take it is totally up to you. There is, however, one more ingredient to add, and this is something I learned from Chef John with Food Wishes. It's a couple tablespoons of salsa. So I'm adding this 4-pepper one that I found from Aldi, and while you can't taste the salsa, it does add a depth of flavor and color to the finished product, which is really cool. If you'd like to see what other keto-friendly products you can find at Aldi, go ahead and check out my keto grocery haul. I'll link it in the description below. Remember when I said I would have cut the radishes a little bit bigger next time? Well, this is why. They just seem to get a little bit lost in the mixture, so just cut them up a little bit bigger than I did, and that'll fix the problem. Lightly season again with salt and pepper, and after a few minutes we can begin to start turning it. Keep turning and mixing the hash every few minutes until it is browned and crisp to your liking. Once you're happy with the way it looks, taste and adjust for seasoning and set aside so you can start cooking your eggs. In a small saucepan, I have some simmering water along with about 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. You can see that it's a very gentle simmer. You really don't want to let it go more than that. And I'm just taking the back of a wooden spoon and swirling the water gently to create a small vortex, to which we will add 1 very fresh egg. Allow the egg to cook in the water for about 3 minutes. I'm using a room temperature egg, so if your egg is coming right out of the fridge, you may have to cook it just a bit longer. Because the egg is fresh and because we use the vinegar, you can see that the egg is holding together really well. I'm just taking that wooden spoon to gently make sure that the egg is not sticking to the bottom of the pan, but otherwise we're just going to leave it alone to cook. After about 3 minutes, use a slotted spoon to remove the egg and place on a paper towel to drain. Finally, we are ready to plate. I feel like you can dress up anything by putting a poached egg on top. It just makes it look so much prettier. So I'm just going to season the egg with some salt, and of course we're going to garnish with parsley for some color, and just wait until you see this egg. I think it's probably the best poached egg I've ever made. Just look how beautiful that is. Guys, I really do hope you give this a try. It is the perfect breakfast or brunch recipe after St. Patrick's Day, and leave a comment letting me know if you do. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.